Well, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Coding. In this episode, we're gonna do a little bit of improvisations, and I'm gonna take inspiration from Instagram. If you actually search for Instagram and hashtag Sverchok, you will actually find some um, inspirational artworks by a lot of Sverchok users. Um, so this is the latest one from Kronpano. This is the one that I think I will try to recreate right now. This was created by Kronpano. So it's all parametric, and you can see a lot of example. And let's see more. It's actually this is quite interesting, and yeah, it's a lot of inspiring works. Um, give it a try and have a look, and maybe you want to try to recreate this using Blender or using Sverchok or whatever modifier. Let's try recreate this right now. So I'm gonna start from scratch. I'm gonna save this real quick. Normally if I save it, it's gonna crash, so I will actually create nodes first and then save. So I think for the design, I will actually start from just using grease pencil. So grease pencil, creating some kind of shapes for my building. I leave it open like that because Sverchok can close it. So I'm gonna save it as SV Kronpano building. So because I take inspiration from him. So here I can use the control space GP, and this is the macro to create our grease pencil sampling. So just grab the grease pencil and turn on the frame. Okay, it's giving an error because we need to convert the data. So convert socket converter. That should be fine. Now we have our line. Our line is not closed, remember? We need to close it. Just close it like that. Cycle U. So we kind of have our shape. We can adjust the sampling. We can even smooth it, but I don't worry about that too much. Oh, it's a good idea to also turn this on. Cyclic and cubic sometimes give a better result. So we have this thing, and what is this? If we bake it, it's an edge, right? With an edge, you can, what can you do? You can extrude, like in this case, extrude up, right? You can also kind of, with curve, you can get some kind of offset, but Sverchok actually give a lot. So we have contour 2D, and we also have offset, a lot of offset actually. Offset line, I think that's the one I want. And let's see what this thing gives us. Vertices and edges. So remember, we need vertices and edges input. And what's we gonna get? Let's see. Okay, this one might need some kind of processing. And this guy, vertices and edges. Oh, okay, apparently it doesn't like the cyclic here. That's interesting, but it's closing the curve anyway. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So anyhow, this one gives you offset line. Maybe. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So if we use cyclic here, that's giving it an error. But if we use the cycle here, then it's fine. Cool. Now we learned something. So it's always good to test it yourself. And so this one give an offset, very useful for our building. I guess this can be really handy. We also have fill holes. So this will fill our holes. How many sides? That's actually depending on the number of vertices. So use list length, get the length of the vertices, plug this into that sides, and fill holes, turn on the where is it? With fill holes selected, we have fewer draw selected, turn on N-gon tessellation. Cool, so we have the inside. This offset line actually give line that goes in and goes out. I'm pretty sure you can separate that, but I guess we don't worry about that too much for now. It's at least we have like some kind of wall. If we use extrusion, you can use extrude edges to get the window maybe, and use extrude the other extrusion to get the wall. So extrude edges can be also used over here. Let's do this first. So edges, this goes in there. Matrices goes up. So now we have this guy, and we want a polygon. Okay, so we are getting something, and here we can actually use offset line. This definitely should work, hopefully. So extruded edges give that's interesting. It doesn't like the edges, but we can use. I was expecting this to work actually. Maybe new vertices and new edges. No. Maybe we can use extrude, separate faces. So this is another possibilities. Height and scale. So this will give you some kind of window. Cool. All right. What's next? If I'm not wrong, we can also separate the window part and the other part as a frame. So let's do that. Okay, pretty colorful building. And what's next? Actually, this is the one that goes outside. Yeah, that's the contour. I think this should work. There we go. We got the contour that goes in and goes out. Remove double to clean up some of the vertices. So we get the distance. We can have multiple distance if you like. So we can have like a building that's kind of growing, but don't worry about that. We're gonna do something simple for now. So this guy, if we bake it, we're gonna have this contour. Maybe it's a good idea to smooth it and then separate it. That might actually be good. So let's make something simple like that. Kronpano, I kind of like this kind of like a balcony area. I like that a lot. I think the easiest way is just to separate the two contour. I kind of wish we get just the outside or just the inside. We kind of have it if separate loose. So we're gonna have the inside and the outside now, and using fill holes, this should actually work. We should have two objects, and this viewer draw, turn on and go on tessellations. if we bake this, you see we have the outside and the inside. We don't really need the inside, I guess, for now, just the outside. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, let's do that. We just need the inside. So list item, just get the first one. Yeah, I think something like that. Get list length. This is the length of the number of points for the side. So if we ever make like a different sampling, this should still work. Oops, I think I give that's too big. That's kind of interesting. What did I do just now? It's a kind of totally changing the contour. Let's try again. Vertices, edges, distance. Now it's only creating the inside. There you go. Interesting. That's very interesting. Maybe it's something to think about. Okay, now we have the outer part. We can do the same thing. Just extrude and then extrude separate and do things like that. Just copy this guy, paste it in there, and plug this in there. Let's see what we got. All right, we have our balcony happening. Pretty cool. Give it some random color. For this balcony, yeah, just the frame looks quite nice. So I just gonna have it like that. So I'm not an architect, but I think architecture is kind of nice. If I ever study again, I might study architecture. Cool. Okay. It's actually at this point you can actually do a lot of things. Like if you want this part to be more even, you can perhaps do like a resampling of the edges somewhere in here. So you can definitely resample the outside. Although I might actually leave it like that. But anyhow, so we got this, and then I think this is pretty good enough, and we're gonna continue in the next live noding, but I'm gonna show you here, or maybe up here, Sverchok. We can click on the bake. So let me save this. This is let's call it Kronpano, and then we can bake Kronpano, and then we get the whole setup for the building. This one we can then just use a array modifier, right? So we have the basic of this building right here. what would be nice is that up here you have swimming pool and some plants. Yeah, I think this is quite nice. So if we go to the top view, at any time in point, if you want to make like a new shape of building, update it, you should have it, and you can just bake it. Select everything, and then use array modifier. Oops. Yeah, but you got the idea. You can kind of just draw grease pencil and make this kind of building. And of course, for each floor, you can add variations, but this is the basic idea. It's thanks for this inspiration by Kronpano. Yeah, hopefully you like this example. Let me know what you think. Maybe you have more feedbacks and input. But yeah, this is what I do every day, just to make like to try with nodes parametrically to generate something interesting. Sometimes you get a surprise, and you can definitely do a lot more if you create your own script nodes, and then create your own nodes. This is a really interesting framework. Definitely you should try. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.